make it count. I'm your host, JG. As always, please comment, like, and subscribe as it really helps out the channel. This week's episode, we're going to do a recap of week 1 in the NFL. And we're going to start off with the Dallas Cowboys against the Philadelphia Eagles. And we had drama to begin with called Spitgate 2025.
Oh, that's nasty.
Oh, hell no!
The first score comes via Javonte Williams running up for 2 yards for a touchdown for the Cowboys. Second and goal in the second quarter. Jalen Hurts looks around, and decides to take off. And the entire night, he looks completely comfortable and slides in to tie up the game at 14. Okay, Dallas, last chance, 4th and 3. Dak throws the ball. CD does not come up with the catch, and he went flying. So let's cue the music.
Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday.
I will say this as my instant reaction to that game. While very entertaining, I'll say Dallas has a major problem in terms of being able to actually generate enough pressure. The Cowboys played really well enough to win this game. Just small mistakes that they need to clean up. I think they should be fine for the most part. But again, not having that premier pass rusher will definitely haunt them later on in the season. And in terms of the Eagles, my biggest concern is their youth on that defensive side. Yes, Jalen Carter didn't play in the game, but I didn't realize they were only averaging about 25 years of age on the defensive side of the ball. So who's going to step up as the veteran to kind of rally this team together? They got a lot of talent on that defense. But, I mean, if they played like this throughout the rest of the season, I think they're going to be in a lot of troubles. Next up, Sunday Night Football, where the Baltimore Ravens took on the Buffalo Bills. This game started off pretty ugly for the Buffalo Bills, but in the fourth quarter, Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills turned it on, specifically completing this 53-yard pass to James Cook, where he made a lot of defenders miss in order to set up another touchdown. All right, with 2 seconds left to go in the game, no Tyler Bass, insert Matt Prater, and he hits a 32-yard field goal to win the game and eliminate a 16-point deficit. What a way to lose. Baltimore fans, you got to ask this question. Why are you like this? Why are you like this? That was a fun game to watch. My true assessment between the two teams, they're going to be fine when it comes down to it. But the biggest problem right now is the defenses both did not show up. And while Kansas City isn't scoring a gazillion points a game, they can score points on this defense. And I don't know if the same could be said on the Chiefs defense, if you could score as much points on the Chiefs defense. The next game is going to be between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Los Angeles Chargers. So Justin Herbert is in the red zone right now, looks around, and throws to Quentin Johnston for the first of his 2 touchdowns. Let's fast forward to the fourth quarter where Patrick Mahomes looks around and finds wide open Travis Kelce down the sideline as he runs in for the touchdown. Chiefs are within 2 at this point of the game. Now at 5 minutes left to go, Justin Herbert gets the ball, looks around, gets out the pocket, and hits Quentin Johnston for his second touchdown of the game, making sure that this game is over. My assessment for the game, when the Chargers are focused, playing good team defense, they're basically unbeatable, especially when Justin Herbert is making passes after passes, Ladd McConkey making good receptions, Quentin Johnston finally showing up. They have a lot on the offensive side of the ball and the defensive side of the ball to stay in both games. For Kansas City, you have to wonder how they're going to manage without Xavier Worthy for this next couple of weeks and without Rashid Rice still on suspension. I'll say this. It's good to see that Travis Kelce was involved in this game. It's good to see that Chris Jones, while he didn't have any massive numbers, was very involved in the backfield. I think Kansas City is going to be fine. They'll right the ship, but they have a tough matchup next week. The next matchup is between the Las Vegas Raiders and the New England Patriots. Geno goes back to pass, takes a deep shot down the sideline, and Trey Tucker brings it in for a 30-yard reception for a touchdown. Drake May does not want to be denied. He looks back, throws to the left side of the field, and hits Douglas for a touchdown to tie the game at 7 early in the first quarter. But Geno has an answer in the third quarter. A 1st and goal, hands the ball to who I believe is going to be the offensive rookie of the year, Ashton Genty.
That boy is good.
And he does a little dance afterwards. Now, the game ended where the Raiders end up beating the Patriots. I'll say this. From both sides of the field, you have to feel good. If you're a Patriots, seeing how Howard Landry was basically all over, getting a sack, getting a lot of quarterback pressures, it's a good sight to see. If you're the Patriots, and their defense is still pretty good. The offense still needs some work, it looks like. I'm not sure what their running back situation is with Ramondre Stevenson here, Trevion Henderson there. They have a lot of different pieces where they can go, and it may take some time to gel. For the Raiders, you have to hope that the injury that Brock Bowers had late in the fourth quarter isn't a long-term injury or doesn't slow him down enough. They do need him for Monday night's matchup. Our next matchup is going to be the Carolina Panthers versus Jacksonville Jaguars. Late in the second quarter, Trevor Lawrence does a reversal, hands it to Brian Thomas Jr., who makes a move and gets in the end zone. Touchdown, Jacksonville. This last touchdown is from Chuba Hubbard as he catches a pass from Bryce Young, stays and keeps his balance, and makes it to the end zone to actually score a touchdown and make this 23-10. So my thoughts on this. The Carolina Panthers had a really rough game here. A lot of issues in terms of pass protection, blocking. Jacksonville looked like the better team. And if you had asked me prior to this matchup who was going to win, I might have even said Carolina. So it's good to see that Liam Cohen is actually having some positive impact. Travis Hunter didn't do much in the game. He had 4 catches for 24 yards. Again, and with the thunderstorms and rain delay, that might have messed up some, got some guys cold or may have messed up some areas of the game. And if you are Carolina, you have to ask yourself, is this still working? Or was this just a bad game? Only time will tell. Next up, the New York Giants versus the Washington Commanders. And while this game was not exciting by any stretch of the imagination, this play by Deebo Samuel shows you why they made that trade to get him, as he is able to evade a lot of defenders and lunge forward for the touchdown.
Meanwhile,
Tell me where it is!
I don't know!
That's how I felt watching the Giants offense. Their team was just abysmal. So my reaction to this game, while the Commanders did not play their best game, they still have enough talent, and Jaden Daniels is still a good quarterback where they can minimize some of their issues. And I think they'll be fine. Their defense looks a lot more improved than I actually expected. But for the Giants, it's the same thing. 3 straight years of starting your first game and not scoring a touchdown. And the problem was Daniel Jones. The problem was Saquon Barkley. The problem was this. The problem was that. At some point, New York fans are going to really lose it if Dable doesn't start putting actual action into place. The play calling looks pretty bad. Russell looked completely flustered at times. Malik Neighbors looked completely disinterested at times on the sidelines. And while he's saying the right things to the media, his actions and his body language looks completely different. So I'll say this right now. If you're a Giants fan right now, you are not happy with the team's performance. The next game is between the Atlanta Falcons and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Baker in the shotgun, looks left, looks right, dumps off to Bucky Irvin. He is able to run over, dive into the pylon for the touchdown. Michael Penix gets the shotgun pass and hits Drake London in the end zone for a touchdown. If Younghoe Koo can hit this 46-yard field goal and he misses. Oh, tough break for Atlanta.
dang it, Bobby.
My assessment of the game, if you're an Atlanta Falcons fan, how do you keep finding ways to lose games that are winnable? You got to win the games you got to win, Atlanta. That's it. You got to win the games you got to win. And if you're a Tampa Bay fan, while Tampa Bay didn't play a clean game, they got the win. An ugly win is still a win. So congratulations, Tampa Bay. Next up, the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the New York Jets.
To the window, to the wall.
Early first quarter, Jets up 3-0. Aaron Rodgers on a play action pass hits Ben Skoranek on a slant, and he goes in for the touchdown. Pittsburgh up 7-3. Jets in the shotgun formation. Justin Fields gets the ball, takes a deep shot, and hits Garrett Wilson for a touchdown. Jets lead 10-7 after 1. On to the fourth quarter. Aaron Rodgers with a dump-off pass to Jalen Warren as he walks into the end zone for a touchdown. Pittsburgh still down by 2. Next Steelers possession, Aaron Rodgers rolls out and hits Calvin Austin for the touchdown. And he gives the good old celebration. 4th and goal, the Jets need to get this one. Justin Fields faked the handoff and he walks into the end zone for the easy score. However, the Jets still lose this game, 34-32. My instant reactions. I love how the Jets are moving the ball with their offensive line. Elijah Vera Tucker didn't play in this game, but they had no problem moving against that Pittsburgh Steelers, running away from TJ Watt. I think they got something going on with their run game with both Braylon Allen and Breece Hall looking completely dominant at times during the game. Justin Fields looked really comfortable in the pocket. He made some good throws. He didn't make a lot of mistakes. He did get sacked a couple times, but again, things they can clean up. I think they have a really bright future. I'm more worried about their defense. That defense could not stop Aaron Rodgers. And maybe Rodgers was motivated here. I think his press conference that he came out and said he wanted to beat everybody associated with the Jets. really left the mark. However, I'm really concerned if you're a Jets that if you can't stop Aaron Rodgers, you got to go against some other guys in the AFC, some stronger, younger guys who are probably a little bit better right now than Aaron Rodgers. We'll see what happens. If you're the Steelers, you have to be ecstatic because your team looked unstoppable against a really vaunted Jets defense. But can Aaron Rodgers keep up that pace against other teams for 17 games? We'll have to see. Next up, the Tennessee Titans versus the Denver Broncos. There wasn't many offensive highlights in this game, so I'm going to show you just defensive highlights because really and truthfully, Cam Ward had a tough time all game. He was sacked 6 times, and he did completed less than 50% of his passes. Bo Nix had a better game, but it wasn't that much better. He threw a couple of picks. I'll say this from my instant recap. Denver's defense is legit. Even when their offense is struggling, you can count on their defense to keep them in games, especially against a well-oiled machine in the Chargers, it looks like. The Raiders look pretty good. And, of course, we know that Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs are going to be fine. So that division is going to be a duke them out, fight them out kind of conference and division. So we'll see how they turn out. If you are a Tennessee Titans fan, what were you expecting? I mean, Calvin really was dropping passes. Not a lot of help for Cam Ward. He tried to make plays that he couldn't make because, again, he doesn't have the talent around him. The offensive line had to go against one of the tougher defenses in the league. They held their own against Denver's offense, but we'll see how they handle teams like the Jaguars, the Texans, or even the Colts coming up in the next couple of weeks. Our next matchup, the Houston Texans against the Los Angeles Rams. Another defensive game where the Texans did not score an offensive touchdown. However, this highlight shows Kyren Williams going up the middle for an instant and quick touchdown for the Rams. The score was 14-9 at the end of the game. Really hard-fought battle. My instant reaction, Puka Nacua is going to be fine. He had 10 catches. He looked pretty good even with the concussion scare. Devontae Adams is going to get better acclimated. That offense is fine, and that defense is still flying around. If you're the Houston Texans, someone else has to step up. Their defense looked pretty good, but their offense still has a lot to be desired. With a question marks at the running back position, question marks at the other receivers position. I saw Hutchinson was in some plays. Jaden Higgins was in some plays. Gotta ask some more. You need some more to help out CJ Stroud here. Our next matchup, the Indianapolis Colts versus the Miami Dolphins. Daniel Jones, I'm sorry. There, you got it out of me. I'm sorry. Dan Jones stepped back to pass and hits Michael Pittman streaking down the right side of the field for a touchdown. Colts up 10-0. Next play, Dan Jones stepped back, hits Mo Alley Cox. He makes a couple defenders miss, and he stretches, and he gets to the red zone. A few plays later, Daniel Jones stretches in for the touchdown. Easy peasy.
Meanwhile,
Miami looked pretty bad all day, but this pass here from Tua to Devon Achane as he makes a couple defenders miss, he takes a nice brutal hit, and he gets into the end zone for the touchdown. Score of the game was 33-8, Colts. My instant reaction, is Daniel Jones the legit answer in Indianapolis? Time will tell. I don't think so, but he played a really good game, and I got to give him his credit. Didn't turn over the ball. He got everybody involved, like Tyler Warren, Alex Paris, Michael Pittman. Looked good. And then Jonathan Taylor ran the ball really well as well. If you're the Miami Dolphins, where do you go from here? Inconsistent offense. Defense played okay, not the greatest. I mean, they're not a bottom dweller, but they better turn things around rather quickly, or Mike McDonald might be shown the door pretty soon, because that was embarrassing to watch. Our next matchup, the Green Bay Packers against the Detroit Lions. This game got away from the Lions pretty quickly as Jordan Love hits Jalen Reed in the back of the end zone for a touchdown. Lions are down 17-3. Nice Lambeau leap. Okay, for the Lions, 2nd and 10. Jared Goff has 4 minutes left to go. He evades the pocket, and here comes Micah Parsons.
Come here!
For his first sack as a Green Bay Packer. Green Bay made a statement with this win against the Lions. Next up, the Seattle Seahawks versus the San Francisco 49ers. This game was a battle of division rivals, and you can feel the energy in the stadium. This 3rd and 3 with less than 2 minutes left to go in the game shows you why Brock Purdy is finally getting paid and the respect that he deserves as he hits Jake Tunges in the back of the end zone for a touchdown to steal a game out of Seattle. My instant thoughts? Seattle played a great game. San Francisco played a great game. It wasn't high scoring. It was a lot of back and forth, a lot of turnovers from both quarterbacks. I will say this. These are going to be 2 good competitors. Up next, the Arizona Cardinals versus the New Orleans Saints. This game was very competitive, but on this play in second and goal, Kyler gets the ball. He rolls out, does a nice shovel pass to James Conner. He bulldozes his way into the end zone for a Cardinals touchdown. Okay, 3rd and 10, Rattler gets the ball, takes a shot to the end zone, and he drops the pass in the end zone. That would have tied up the game, and the score ends up being 20-13. Arizona prevails. For Arizona, great team win. Wasn't pretty, but it was still a solid win. It's good to see Marvin Harrison, Trey McBride really involved in this game. And if you're the Saints, you have to feel encouraged that you kept the game pretty close, even at a disadvantage in terms of talent compared to the Cardinals. We'll see how they progress throughout the rest of the season. Up next, the Cleveland Browns versus Cincinnati Bengals. On the first possession in the red zone for the Cincinnati Bengals, Chase Brown gets the ball, hits the right, goes to his left, goes in for an easy score, 7-0 Cincinnati. Now fast forward to the third quarter. After a Cedric Tillman touchdown, Smith comes in to kick the extra point, and he misses it, keeping the score at 16-14. Cleveland has a chance to get the go-ahead field goal, and they miss the kick.
On your mark, get set,
unbelievable.
terrible.
You suck.
If you're the Cincinnati Bengals, you should be ecstatic about how your defense played, albeit against the Browns. However, you should be concerned about your offense, as Joe Burrow was running for his life at times against Myles Garrett, and the offense looked like they were just sluggish to start the season. If you're Cleveland, you should be at least excited that you kept yourself in the game and didn't let this game get out of hand. And you had a few opportunities to win, so some things to clean up. But we'll see how this team progresses throughout the season. Up next, the Chicago Bears against the Minnesota Vikings. With 7 minutes left to go in the first quarter, Caleb takes the shotgun pass, steps into the pocket, steps back out, and he takes off and he runs into the end zone for an instant touchdown for the Chicago Bears. Things are looking really bright in Chicago with Ben Johnson. But hold up, I went to sleep a little too early because this game got interesting very quickly in the fourth quarter as the Minnesota Vikings storm back as J.J. McCarthy slams into the defender and gets into the end zone. And you can see Kevin O'Connell is fired up. Minnesota erases a 11-point deficit and win 27-24 on Monday Night Football. And J.J. McCarthy gets his first win as an NFL quarterback. And there you have it. Those are all my reactions from week one, a wild week one, I might add, with Spitgate, a lot of comebacks. The last 2 games were just completely bonkers. As always, this is my time, but remember, make it count. I'm your host, JG. Have a great one.
First New York Giants win of the season makes me feel like this.
Psych!